Hey, how you doing out there? This is Kevin B. Welcome to our podcast. Let's talk about adoption, foster care. I'm your host, Kevin B., better known as Skeeter. We are on episode 14, and episode 14 is basically um, it's talking about how my scars remind me of how life tried to break me and failed. We're going to talk about that. But first, we just want to thank you for all your support, and we want to thank you for tuning in. And we are helping people, and that's what this podcast is all about. Is try to encourage people and try to uplift people, especially those that are adopted and those that are in the foster care system. We had good news today. We found out that an individual hooked up with their biological grandfather. His father didn't really know his father, and he's seen his father for over 55 years. And you gave him some information, and they had a good union, and hopefully they'll get together when this pandemic is over with. So that's what we're in this for. We're in this to trying to get people to understand what foster kids go through, also what adoptees go through, the ups and downs of being an adoptee and a person that's grew up in the first foster care system. We're just trying to, get all that out. I don't have my screen not behind me. It's over here. I didn't feel like moving it. Just want to just talk a little bit. We try not to be too fancy. We try to be quick to the point. We don't have a big production team or anything. It's just me. So, we're just going to jump right into it about how physically and mentally, sexually, how life in general just tried to get to your boy here. You see the picture that I put is a picture of my ankle when they had to feed me through my ankles because I was too weak to swallow any food. They found me on the porch. I was a little over a year old. My first foster care parents, I guess they figured that they wasn't ready to be parents or whatever, and so instead of them calling the state and having the state to come get me, they just left me on the back porch. The state found me on the back porch, and I was dying of malnutrition. I was really, really thin. Couldn't even open my mouth. That's why they had to feed me through the ankles. And I wound up gathering my strength, and then I went to another foster care parent, set of parents, and it was an older couple, and that's where my life really kind of went really, excuse the expression, but went shit creek basically. That's where I really was trying to get, really trying to get, in tune with myself because, life there at that foster care home was it. It was rough. I've been through all kinds of physical and verbal abuse. It's just something that happened in this cards that was dealt to me right after birth. And like I said, my mom gave me up for reasons unknown. But these foster care parents that I had the second set, they used to do all kind of little mind games, psyop games with me. I remember a little red chair that I had to sit in, and I was the only one to sit in the hard chair. Everybody had little cushions in that chair, and I couldn't get seconds in the meal. I couldn't leave the table even if I was, finished eating. I had to wait till everybody else finished eating. My bed, I didn't even have a bed. I had a cot. My cot was in the dining room, and I didn't have no TV or anything. I had to be creative with baseball cards and things of that sort. And when I had to sneak to look at television, had to crawl past a dog who was tied up to the back of the foyer door. And my foster care brother, God bless his soul, had helped me plenty of times getting past the dog so I could lay down on the floor in his room and one of the foster parents, room and they could look at TV and had to sneak out the same way. It was to the point where I had scabs on my knees. My knees was just black from crawling, all the time. and Mr. Crawford, who was the other one, it was Mr. and Mrs. Crawford. They were the foster care. I'll never forget him. He used to tie me with a extension cord around my neck and then tie the other end around his wrist, and he used to fall asleep, go into these deep sleeps, and and if I moved or whatever, he'll pull it, it was terrible. But my foster care brother, Reese, he was come and help me, and I remember we used to do, make pretend we was wrestlers and all kinds of stuff, have all kinds of fun. We used to go outside and play stickball. That's how hard he slept. And he was an ex-police officer, and we would come back inside, and he would tie me back up, and it was like I never left. But there was sometimes I got, where I actually tried to, untie myself, and he had caught me, and I got a big beating for that. So these are some of the things that's in my book, Living My Shadows, Dreams Don't Come True. But I had this strong mind. I remember looking at Muhammad Ali and seeing how he, how he dealt with things that was going on in the 60s and how his confidence was. And that instilled in me, I started, saying I need more confidence in myself. I'm gonna get out of this situation. I started thinking of positive things and what I'm gonna do when I grow up. At this time, I was 6, 7, 5 years old, and I was trying to think about when I grow up, I want to make an impact on society some kind of way, through my story. I'm going to write a book. All these different things just come on my mind. I used to try to just take my mind off of the things that I was going through. It's something when, you think that you trust someone, and all of a sudden they, they're not the person that you thought they was. They do things to you that, that you would never even think about doing to somebody else. And these are the things that I had to go through. These are my physical scars and my invisible scars, my internal scars. I had bad attitude and all these different things and personalities and identities and not knowing who I was at the time. These are the things that I had to go through during my adolescent years and my teen year age years. But they wasn't going to win. They wasn't going to win. I built my house of my house that was made out of brick, and each brick was negativity. Every negativity was a cornerstone. I started building my house, and I wanted to develop my own personality. I wanted to, do things that people thought that I couldn't do. I wanted to prove everybody wrong. I wanted to be the opposite of what everybody said. Just because someone says something doesn't mean you have to be that way. That self-fulfilling prophecy, I wasn't going for that. I was going for the gusto. I wanted to do certain things. I wanted to go different places. I don't know how, at that time, I didn't know how I was going to do it. But I was able to do it. The military helped me out. Found a wife that loved me and accepted me who I was. And things started falling together. I found my family. Just a lot of things started falling together for me, and I've been able to do things that I knew I could do, when people told me I couldn't do it, and I just want to tell anybody, if you are in a situation and it seems bad and it seems like there's no hope, there is hope. Just have the faith, you don't have to do or please anybody but yourself. If you want to grow hair, you want to go bald, you want to get locks, or you want to, wear a certain T-shirt or certain whatever. So what? You're not there. You're not here to please other people. You're here to please yourself. You please yourself first. I learned that if you please yourself, forget about what people say, forget about the negativity and all the crap that you see on TV, and focus on yourself. If you can't help yourself, you can't help nobody else. There's no such thing as I can't. I came from the depths of shit, really. And I think I did all right. I have a long way to go. I'm 60 years old. I never thought I'd reach 60. I never thought that I would reach 20, let alone 60. It's just that, I had that drive. You got to have that drive. I put myself in situations where I can get in trouble. I stayed away from the crowd that I saw that was not going to help me. I've been called different names, all kinds of things, from all types of people. But I did not let that get to me. You know, I stay focused. I ain't perfect. I made all kinds of mistakes. I've made so many mistakes, it's a shame. I made so many mistakes in relationships. I made so many mistakes in finances. I made so many mistakes, but I learned from them, you know, and I ain't blame nobody. I blame myself. I don't blame nobody else. I don't put the blame on nobody. You know, I don't put the blame on nobody. But now I'm enjoying life. And I hope the Lord that I live another 30 years, you know. But I just wanted to put that out there, you know, just be yourself. You can succeed. You're strong. You're adopted. You're strong. You're already strong. You know, you can be anything you want to be. So until then, y'all be good. Stay strong. Stay positive. And we'll be seeing you on episode 15. Peace.